Good day everyone, I am Ma'am Tricia Panso and I am here to give you a workshop on the preparation of weekly home learning plan and activity sheets, Division Memorandum Number 484, Series of 2020 for TLE 10 Online Distance Learning Delivery Mode. On the first part, Sir Alfred shared all about the rationale, purpose, and parts of WHLP as well as how to prepare a weekly home learning plan for modular distance learning. Now, using the same topic, I will show you how to prepare WHLP for ODL delivery mode and how I utilize different ICT tools available for my online class. So, weekly home learning plan is essential for students and parents because it will serve as day-to-day guide in accomplishing learning tasks. Again, these are the parts of weekly home learning plan. Of course, we include date and time, the learning area, uh, the learning competency, learning task, and mode of delivery. Now, let's dig in on the content of each column. Learning competency, these are the learning targets or the objectives to be achieved at the end of the lessons. Of course, it should be anchored on the given most essential learning competencies and budget of work. We all know that. Okay, right. Next, learning tasks. So learning tasks serve as the flow of the events that will happen for the rest of the day. So it will serve as a guide to follow both in synchronous and asynchronous session so that our student will keep on track. In my subject TLE 10, we have 4 hours allotted time every week. So we utilize the use of 2 hours in the morning for the synchronous session and the another 2 hours in the afternoon for a synchronous session. Okay, reminder, during the learning task, you should utilize in ODL, should utilize the use of ICT tools for activities that will enhance the 21st century skills of our students. In making our WHLP, we prioritize the development of 21st century skills again, and it must be embedded to the idea process. So what is idea? Introduction, development, engagement, and assimilation. So in introduction phase, okay, it is delivered, of course, during the synchronous session. Okay, we can provide question that is relevant to real life so that the student can relate and appreciate the essence of the lesson to the reality. So here, introduction phase, we must remember to develop the communication skills of our students. Okay, we also explain the learning targets here and of course the relation of the lesson to real life. Next. Okay, so here are some examples of activities I provided for the introduction phase in my lesson. So I made PowerPoint activities, okay, game style, and then of course I gave questions, okay, serve as a formative assessment to know, okay, the level of understanding for students or their prior knowledge. Alright. Okay, another uh, phase during synchronous session is the development phase, where we can give pre-test, short collaborative activity to learners, okay, give them questions that will boost their interest to the topic and of course the reinforcement of mastery of learning. So the lesson proper, the discussion, of course giving video presentations, tutorials, okay, are done here. Okay, also could also give enhancement activity, okay. In the development phase, okay, we explain the concept and basic skill. We focus on the content of the lesson and reinforce mastery of learning. example of learning materials for the development phase. Okay, so we provided presentation, okay, and video tutorials for the students. Of course, formative assessment like minute paper, okay, and then short activities. Okay, phase 3, which is engagement phase. It is done asynchronously with the guidance, of course, of the teacher and the parents or guardians. So uh, here, okay, we provide or we give hands-on activity that will develop the critical thinking skills for our student, especially in TLE, which is a practical based subject. Okay, we let the students to perform hands-on activities or performance tasks, okay, to enrich their KSAV, or the knowledge, skill, attitude, and values. Okay, basically, we allow learners to perform a task again with proper guidance. The instruction, of course, must be clearly explained during the synchronous session, and the teacher should provide written instruction for the students to follow. Okay, and then also explain the rubrics of the activity. Okay, so engagement again is hands-on, focus on learning points, performance output, and focus on experiential learning. Okay. For this WHLP, this is the engagement phase material. So this is an example of the instruction I provided. Okay, it is very detailed. Okay, of course, we upload or we share video tutorials for the student to serve as a guide for the students, and of course, recipe also. Last phase, which is also done during a synchronous session, is assimilation. So assimilation is in this phase we develop creativity and innovation of students, learning discovery outcomes, and reflective learning. Let the students reflect on the activity they accomplish to make it more relevant for them. Okay, in this WHLP, I asked my students to make a documentation of their activity in Google Slide with short reflection. Okay, so of course, when you ask your students to use ICT tools, especially if it's new to them, give them enough guidance and tutorial on how to use it, because not everyone has the knowledge. Here is an example of step-by-step picture tutorial I made to support my student in making their documentation in Google Slide. I also taught them the basic during the synchronous session. Right. So part of the simulation process, the assessment. Here I utilize the use of Google Form because for me it is the most accessible and user-friendly online assessment tool for online distance learning today. Okay, mode of delivery. Of course, here we utilize in online distance learning. We utilize the use of LMS, or learning management system. Okay, for asynchronous session, and of course the I use Google Meet for online or synchronous session. Also, I provided a video tutorial on the preparation and cooking instruction with the reinforcement of safety and sanitation. Okay, this is an example of the materials. Okay, and another a picture of our online class. Okay, so during a synchronous session, these are the mode of delivery. Of course, we use Google Classroom as LMS. So here, students can ask questions, in the chat, in the comment box. Okay, here they can see all the announcements. Okay, and then of course Google form for the assessment. Okay, in this WHLP they use Google Slide for compilation, and of course Facebook Messenger for fast communication, and also recorded lessons are uploaded para sa mga students na hindi naka-attend ng online class. Okay, so here are examples of the tools that we use. So Google Classroom, Google Form, Google Slide, and of course Messenger. So for a reminder, we should post our WHLP in the LMS that the class is using. Also provide a copy to share in their Facebook Messenger. Okay, para mas mabilis sila makita. And of course, the content must be clearly explained during the synchronous session. So, sa morning pa lang, okay, after siguro checking of attendance yon, i-explain na natin yung flow ng ating WHLP for the day. Okay, and then it shall be communicated to parents for their reference and guidance. Of course, we all know that parents are our partners here, of course, because of the distance learning. So that's why very important na sinishare natin sa parents yung WHLP. So that ends my presentation. I hope we learned something that will help us to boost our skills in making quality WHLP, activity sheet, and instructional material in TLE. Thank you.